You're watching the Ravens Rundown. My name is Joey Petersen. So happy to be with you guys today. On the show, we are going to answer your questions. It's my favorite segment every single week. I truly get to know the feel of the flock, what you guys want me to answer, the questions you guys got. I'm going to do my best to answer them right here on the program. Before we do that, though, we go live every single Tuesday. That's exactly where all of these questions come from. If you guys don't want to miss that, the next time we do it, you guys want to get a question in, make sure those notifications are turned on, okay? In the Noti flock, currently 11.9% of subscribers are in it. Can we get that to 12%? Just a 0.1 bump up. Need you guys to help me out. How you do that? Subscribe to the channel, click the bell emoji, turn on all, and then of course, make sure those YouTube notifications are enabled on your smartphone and devices. Coming up first, we got Jameer Castro. What's the Ravens' biggest weakness and what should they do to fix it? Great question. Now, I did a video on this fully on, I believe, last Tuesday was when it came out. So if you wanted to get my full 12-minute answer, go ahead and watch that. But I'll give you the short answer. The Ravens' biggest weakness was their pass defense last year and their lack of being able to cause turnovers. And I think they fixed that this year with the additions. On the defensive line, Mike Green, he's going to be able to help, rush the passer. Passer has to get the ball out a little bit quicker. I think adding Jaire Alexander is going to be great. I think another year of Nate Wiggins coming from rookie to a second year, he's going to take a massive jump. I think they're doing a lot and they've done a lot in the additions that they've made to help them in, finally being able to make takeaways, to make turnovers. Malachi Starks, drafting him in the first round. He's a ball-hawking safety. They're going to be a lot better in that department this year. Anthony Davis. Wow, we got Ant in the chat. What's going on? Hey, I'm a Mavs fan. What's up? Do you think Peebles will contribute this year? Yes. I think he'll contribute more in year 2 than year 1. But I do think so. I just don't think this defensive line is deep enough for him not to, right? You have Travis Jones. You have Nnamdi Madubuike. And then it's like John Jenkins and him. You're going to see a lot of Aeneas Peebles, okay? I'm excited to see how he is as a pass rusher. Now, the reason he got taken so late, a lot of people thought he was going to be like a 4th round, 5th round pick. He got taken in the 6th round, 210th overall. A lot of the reason was that he's not very big, 6 feet tall. He has short arms. But I think his athleticism, his speed, and the bag that he has, pass rushing bag, I think that all makes up for it. Zay Lopez Diaz says, could Ravens re-sign Mark if the Ravens and likely can't come to a contract and likely could price himself out of Baltimore? We've seen it so many times in the past. No, I mean, that's a fair scenario, actually, because that's something that could legitimately happen, something we've seen before. Like you said, I just think that they are so sold on Isaiah Likely. I think they really, really are excited about the player that he is, and I think they're going to pay him, okay? And I don't think he's going to price himself out because, frankly, his highest receiving season is 400 yards last year, okay? So unless he comes out and gets 1,200, I don't think he's going to price himself out of it. Arch Manning, 16, up next. What's up, Arch? How's media days? Are the Ravens going to sign Justin Simmons? 2 question marks on that. Really wants to know. I don't know. At the current recording of this video, he has not yet been signed, but earlier in the week, he said that he wants to sign to a contender. So automatically, that does put Baltimore in the running. I feel like the move for Jaire Alexander might have been the last free agency move they made. The good thing about Simmons is I don't think it would cost you very much. And with the Ardarius Washington injury, the torn Achilles, he's going to be out for a good bit of the season. And so I think they could use him. I really do. I've talked about it a lot ever since Ardarius got injured. I'd love another addition. I'd love Justin Simmons at that free safety spot. Let Kyle Hamilton do a little bit more free roaming, what he does best. But I think there's teams more desperate than Baltimore that are probably going to be willing to pay him a little bit more. Let me know down below, should the Ravens sign Justin Simmons? Give me a yes, give me a no in the comment section down below. Should the Ravens sign the free agent safety who played last year with Atlanta and prior to that spent his career in Denver? Ravens for life coming up next. Do you think Jaire and D-Hop were the missing pieces in the Ravens team to win the Super Bowl? That's a good question. I don't know if they were the missing pieces because I believe that last year's team could have won a Super Bowl, but I think they're going to help out a lot. Okay, I think DeAndre Hopkins is going to give Lamar Jackson a goal line threat, a deep ball, jump ball threat, one that he hasn't had in a very long time, a contested catch guy. And then for Jaire, if he stays healthy, man, that's going to help out this secondary a ton. You're going from Brandon Stevens to a healthy Jaire Alexander. Like, that's a massive jump up. And so I don't know if they win this year if we look back and say Jaire and D-Hop were the difference, but you would look back and say, man, those guys were a really key piece in that Super Bowl victory. Jack O's coming up next. How many coordinators does Baltimore have to replace next offseason? 1 or 2? 0. I don't think any. I think Todd Monken's too old. I think Zach Orr's too young, to put it to you shortly. I think that Todd Monken did some interviews over the last 2 years at some places that really need head coach help. He's shown everything he can. Gave Lamar Jackson the best season of his career, one of the best quarterback seasons ever. They ran the ball like nobody's business. He did that all with a decent offensive line as well. So he's proven a lot, but I believe he's 58 years old. Let me look it up. Make sure we got our live information. 59, okay? So it was close. Guys, I don't know if anybody's going to hire a first-time head coach at 59. And then on the opposite side, the flip side, Zach Orr, he's 33. I don't know if anybody's going to hire a first-year head coach at 33 who's only been a coordinator for, at the end of the season, 2 years. I think they're safe. Now, maybe the year after that, Zach Orr gets some looks if this defense keeps on improving and plays really well. But I think Todd Monken is safe. Andrew Tyler, should we still trade for O-line or D-line player? That's the thing, man, is nobody's trading away offensive lineman or defensive lineman. Like, especially offensive linemen. But if you look at the defensive line, we're set on the edge. We're more than good on the edge. We need interior, and I don't know how many people are dealing those guys right now. There's still some good interior defensive linemen, though, in my opinion. Like Preston Smith is still out there. I know he plays a lot of edge, but I think you could flex him in the middle. I think it's one of those things that come the trade deadline, if they're struggling a lot from the interior, I think they'll look to make that kind of a trade. But as of right now, I don't think that they will. Something I think you will do is trade in your cold hard cash for this Baltimore Ravens hoodie. The good thing is you don't have to trade in a lot of cold hard cash, only $33. It was $55, dropped it down $22. Chatsports.com/cutoff hoodie is where you need to go. If you like wearing a hoodie, like staying cozy, like staying, a little bit warm, but not too warm, not sweating in the July heat, this cutoff hoodie is the perfect way to do it. It's great to work out in, great to play ball in, great to do whatever you want to do in, and it looks awesome too. And you get to support the Ravens. Chatsports.com/cutoff hoodie. That link's in the comments and description of today's video. Next up from Christian, my guy. I think Mike Green will get a fully guaranteed contract. At the current recording of this video, Mike Green has yet to sign his rookie deal, the second-round pick. But also at the current recording of this video, 30 other second-round picks have not yet signed their deal. So he's not alone in that sense. I don't know if he's going to get fully guaranteed. I wouldn't be shocked if he did, but I also wouldn't be shocked if he didn't, okay? The 2-2 model's over. Nobody ever in a second-round rookie is ever going to get 2 years guaranteed, 2 years not guaranteed. But I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Green got 3 years guaranteed and 1 not because of the sexual assault allegations that are against him. I think Baltimore can use that a little bit as leverage and say, hey, look, man, these allegations are still against you, right? From high school, from college. And so we don't feel comfortable giving you 4 years fully guaranteed based on the risk that we took with drafting you. I don't know, just food for thought. I would probably lean toward the fact that he's going to get a 3-1, but if he got fully guaranteed, I would not be shocked. Darius Williams up next. Oh, excuse me, Darius. I'm not yawning because your question's bad. I'm yawning because I'm tired. Do you think that we sign Jaire Alexander to a long-term contract if he plays good enough? If he plays good enough, I don't think we will because I think he'll just be too expensive. And they got more important people to pay. Kyle Hamilton, Tyler Linderbaum, Isaiah Likely. And so if he plays well, somebody else is going to pay him for a long-term contract. I don't think that's going to be Baltimore. Next up, Ravens 76 B More. Do you see Todd Monk or Zach Orr be a John Harbaugh successor? Now that is a phenomenal question. Yeah, I do. Maybe not Monken because, again, he's 59. And by the time John Harbaugh is done here, that's at least going to be like 2 or 3 years, right? He just signed a 3-year contract extension, so let's just say 3 years. I would not be surprised if Zach Orr is the successor, if he's still with Baltimore. He'd have a lot of years as a coordinator under his belt. He'd be young. He played here. He knows what it's like to play like a Raven. He knows what it's like to be on that sideline, be a coach. He'd had a lot of years in this system with this franchise. He just would know what's up, and I could definitely see that happening. Great question. Raul, what is expected from Starks and Hamilton duo? I think turnovers, and I think a limitation of big plays. Last year, Baltimore led up more 20-plus yard plays than anybody else in the National Football League. I think that stat is partly because of cornerback play of Brandon Stevens, but also Marcus Williams and Eddie Jackson at safety were not very good, right? Let's just call a spade a spade. They weren't very good. And so I think with the addition of Starks, that's why they drafted him, to pair him up with Hamilton and take away those big plays. Those were killer against the Ravens in their defense last season. So I think that's what you got to expect. Moggs, coming up next. How do you feel about targeting a linebacker first round, a high in replacement for Henry's second round of the 26th draft? I don't feel great about linebacker first round, just because I don't think first round is a linebacker position. I think maybe it's hard to say next year. I think interior defensive lineman or interior offensive lineman is probably where I would lead for next year's draft as of right now. It's hard to say over a year away, but that's kind of my current feelings because your interior defensive line, it needs to be better. And so does your interior offensive line. Now we'll see how Falele and Andrew Voorhees do, but a guard would be really, really crucial on the offensive line. Another one from Jameer. What Ravens player will have a better season than last season? I think Trenton Simpson, okay? Trenton Simpson got benched at the end of last year, didn't play a single snap in either of the playoff games after starting like the first 11 or 12 games of the season. I think he's going to be a lot better. He trained with Roquan Smith. He'll have another year under his belt, and he knows that right behind him is Teddy Buchanan, their 4th-round pick, who's crazy athletic, has a really high ceiling. He knows that guy's behind him. I think it's going to push him a lot this year. Another player, I think Isaiah Likely's going to have a better season than last season. Everybody remembers that 100-yard Chiefs game in week 1. It was electric. It was awesome. I loved it. I watched every second of it in this studio that I'm currently recording in. But he didn't really back that up that much in the regular season. That game alone in the 17-game season was a 4th of his receiving yards. So I think he's going to have a much better year. M&T Rocks, final question of the day. Any update on Lamar Jackson's contract situation? Hashtag Ravens. As we currently record this video, no update. I still expect it to happen soon. I believe they're a little bit past the beginning stages of this contract extension like they were a couple months ago. I think they want to get a deal done, both sides. I think they're going to get a deal done, both sides. Baltimore wants Lamar to stay. Lamar wants to stay in Baltimore, and I think he's going to get a lot of money. He's coming off of the last 2 years. He won an MVP, should have won another one this year, but had the best season of his life. 4 picks, 41 passing touchdowns, 4,100 passing yards. Like, you can't get much better than that. And so I think something's going to happen because it needs to happen because their cap space is totally screwed next season if it doesn't. What say you guys? $57 million. You think Lamar deserves that? Let me know in the comment section. If you think he does, give me an HY for hell yes. If you think he doesn't, go ahead and give me an HN. We're going to get on out of here, but appreciate every single one of you guys for spending your time with us. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. You know where to get me. Also, make sure you are subscribed to the channel by hitting that big red sub button.